Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If I look distracted, I am because I don't know why people always pull up right in front of my house when I know they're not coming here. Jack, you looking? He's busy. He didn't even see him pull up. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I think, is it? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. So let's see who we got hanging out with us over here this morning. We got Mr. Larry Galt. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday again. Yep, it is. Mark Lindsay's in the house. Good morning, Mark. Mr. Darren Birds. Good morning, Darren. Marcelo Balone is in the house. Good morning. Wilson Rubottom. Good morning. Thumbs up, he says. Thank you. I appreciate it. Leo Steger. Good morning, Leo. He says, after the session, I'm going to my brother's to remove the operating system from a Bridgeport mill and install everything to make it run on Mach 4. Okay. All right. That sounds like a plan. Larry Galt says, if you have any doubts, watch 2000 Mules. I have not watched it. I've heard people talk about it, and I really don't know what it's about. So if you would enlighten us, that'd be good. Clyde CNC's here this morning. Good morning, Clyde. Hendricks Woodworking, 37 overnight, headed to 78 in Low Gap, North Carolina. Yeah. All right. He says that shows on his watch list. Okay. Good morning to Sean. Hendricks also wants to know, says Leo Steger was at Centroid. They're not half bad. Okay. Jeremiah's here. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you. Mr. Ballard's on the road this morning. Good morning. Solar Man. Ronald Cool's here this morning. How you doing, Ronald? Gary Hammett's here. Good morning. Mary Mallory's here. Good morning, Mary. How you doing? Mike's here. Good morning, Mike. How you doing? David Burnett is here. Good morning to you. And Clyde says it's going to 80 today. I had my local Weather Channel thing that I watch actually came in today. I had good reception for some reason. I don't know why. But I missed, all I saw was that it looks like we're good until Friday. We might get a little rain on Friday. And it's going to start being less cool in the morning and start getting a little warmer in the afternoon. So it's not bad. It was pretty chilly yesterday, and it only got up to, I don't know, maybe 70 or so, but that's okay. That's good weather if you got to work outside and do something, because you don't want it too hot. But Leo says, Ben Fix Woodworking. It is a 70s version Boss 4. Okay, due for an upgrade then if it's a 70s version. Jesse's here. Good morning, Jesse. Jerry says, driving to site for work, it is 78 already, and the Revolution is going to get here this afternoon. Hot diggity. Hot diggity. Mark says out there in Oregon, it is 56 and only a 20% chance of rain. Maybe I can get some work done outside. Yeah. At 56, that's good working weather too. If you got, yard work or something like that to do, you don't want it very hot. Oh yeah, that's what I thought it was about here. Is just from what I've read, it's about people going to numerous drop boxes and putting several ballots in. They have 1,000,000 minutes of video. Yeah. The sad thing is, I hate to say it, because I would love to see something done about it. But the sad thing is, there probably won't be anything at all ever done about that. We just put up with it for the next few years, and hopefully we can stop it from happening the next time. I guarantee you, it wouldn't do me any good to try to watch that video, because it'd probably just get my blood pressure up, because I already got a pretty strong opinion about the 2020 election. And that's all I'm going to say about that. In lighter news, I had a really nice day yesterday. I had to run to the UPS store, and I had practically eat up everything in my house. And you know me, I hate to go to the grocery store, but the Publix is right next door to the UPS store. So I went to the UPS store and thought, all right, Dave, you're already right here beside it. Let's go in and get a few things. Tide you over for a little while instead of buying, because whenever I eat up everything in the house, then I start eating a bunch of junk, at drive-in window things, and getting a bunch of fast food stuff. And I don't need to do that. So anyway, so I was walking to Publix, and all of a sudden I seen this guy, and I didn't quite recognize him at first because I hadn't seen him in a while. But it was the young man that Justin, that I used to work for, the sheet metal fabrication job shop right here in town. He's the owner of that. His dad started it, and then his dad, I think his dad is probably my age, maybe a little older, and then he kind of turned it over to Justin. And Justin had just started running things, I think, when I went to work there. But I worked with him for 8 years, I think, and really enjoyed working for him. And it was good to catch up. We of course, he had heard about my heart attack and stuff, so he was asking me a lot of stuff about that. And anyway, it's good to see him catch up. That was pretty nice. Mark said, when you get down to popcorn and instant iced tea, it's time to go shopping. I didn't even have that much. I mean, I had zero bread, zero, because I always keep a lot of lunch meat, because I just like to throw together a quick sandwich or something, some bologna or what is it, oven roasted turkey or something like that, some cheese and stuff. And I mean, I was down to just about everything. I didn't have much of nothing, so I thought, well, I'll go by there and pick up a few things. I still got to go get some more stuff, but that will tide me over for a little while. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Rob Schuster's in the house this morning. How you doing, Rob? He's my favorite drum maker. But yeah, I'm still in desperate search of more drum building videos. I think I've watched the whole internet, and it's disappointing when you get caught up and you just wait for somebody to put out something new. But hope that Joe gets time to get back at it. I really liked his videos, but like I said, even his, as many as he had, I've gone backwards, and I think I've watched every single one of them at least once or twice. But really cool stuff. Grant Davis is here this morning. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Roll Tide, baby. Rob says there are just not that many drum builders out there. I guess not, because at least not on YouTube. But I am really I tell you one part about those videos. Yeah, he countered with "Go Buckeyes." Uh, um, yeah, I am probably enjoy watching those kinds of videos. Not so much to see how the drum turns out because I mean, they're all really nice and uh, they're all pretty much the same because guys I'm watching are the ones that are just kind of doing it with a more manual process. Um, and not really you stand alone as far as all the fancy stuff, Rob, the engraving and the puzzle things and all that kind of stuff because I see absolutely nobody doing that kind of stuff. But just the other stuff, just making a really nice drum, different sizes, and some of them do 20 stave, some of them do 30 stave, different things like that. So, but what I enjoy probably more than anything is studying the fixtures and jigs that they use in making those. And you may see something coming out of my shop here before long because I keep watching. I go, well, how come of all the people I've watched, they always do it pretty much the same way. And I think there's a much easier way, not CNC, but just a much easier way. I don't. So I may try to build something, especially as I get playing around with this Design Spark mechanical stuff, doing assemblies and stuff. Um, I won't say mine's going to be any better, but it's going to be a lot different, and I think a lot easier, which should be maybe a little more accurate as well. But yeah, they all. I mean, some of them they're a little bit different, but the basic premise is pretty much the same. Um, yeah, been there, done that. I've done checked that guy out. Uh, I've seen just about everything he's done. Uh, yeah, I would agree. The drum building is even more obscure than CNC. Yeah. George Rothfuss is in the house. How you doing, George? Grant says, "Are you still doing rotary carves on your Bob CNC?" I haven't done anything since that last video I did probably a couple of months ago with the where I did the Jack Daniels bottle. I just, the problem with that stuff is it's the same reason I don't run a whole bunch of stuff with my rotary axis is it's cool and all, but I don't need a bunch of stuff sitting around. I'll end up running it and then throwing it in the fire pit. And so unless I'm doing a video to show something how it works or whatever, I don't really have anything that I need to run. So, and I'm trying to stop doing things where I just run something and then it just sits around because I don't need any more stuff. Not that kind of stuff anyway. All right, you just cued Robbie into somebody he hadn't heard of, I guess. But yeah, I've put in drum building and stave drum building and DIY drum building and all kinds of stuff. And I swear, I think because I do it every morning as I'm drinking my coffee and go, okay, let's see if there's anybody new I can run across and um, haven't seen before. But it keeps bringing up the same stuff. So okay. Mark says Brian is a podcast buddy of mine. He's been building musical instruments since forever. Okay. Yeah, giant chess set. Yeah. See, all that stuff, it's fun to do and it's cool to watch and all, but you know, it's kind of like with the 3D printing. I'm not going to 3D print anything I can't use for something. Um, yeah, Jerry's getting a revolution, so he's gonna take over the reins and make a bunch of stuff that just sits around. Yeah. Charles says, good morning, Dave and Jack. Yeah, Jack is right here at my feet, like he usually is. He's either right here or directly behind me, or sometimes right in the doorway of the hall back there. Most of the time, he's right. He can't get any closer. I mean, I can't even move the chair without bothering him. So, okay, George says, I have a complaint on Design Spark. I can't find the right button to get an edge roundover. I will have to watch the video for the touch plate again. Yeah, I show it in that one, and probably I can't even remember the ones I've done. But yeah, it's definitely in that first touch plate holder, that little thing. And those work great, by the way. I made 2 of them. I guess I told y'all. And I put both of them on my Habit. I got one of them on the left side and one of them on the right side. So whichever one I happen to decide to put it in, but they work great. And also all those little angle brackets with the gusset that I was making the other day. I've got those all installed on the Avid on that back part, and right now I've just got a piece of cardboard because I haven't got a piece of plywood to cut to fit to cover up that. But that looks a lot better. It fills up that hole or that big opening that was in the back part of the machine. And man, we're just a regular Grand Central Station around here this morning. Somebody must be having a yard sale or something. That's about the only time we get a lot of traffic, because people will come down here to turn around to get back out of here. Because in this subdivision, there's only one way in and one way out. All the streets are cul-de-sacs. So, and I'm the first one after you come in the main road, so I get all the traffic down here. People turning around. Does the touch plate holder get filled with dust? Well, let me see if I can open it up over here, and I'll show you why it doesn't. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Well, where did I put it? I will find it here. I've drawn a bunch of things since then, though. That's okay, let me come over here. Might be over here in this directory. Yeah, there it is. I think this is the right one. Yeah. So if you look at the way this is made, you can see most of the bottom's got this big hole, because when you stick the gotta use 2 hands to pull this down. When you stick the holder in it, you need a place for the wire that's connected to hang down. So that's what that big cutout is. So it's probably going to get a little dust in it, but it's not going to, it's probably not going to stay in there. And one of them I have kind of on the outside, that's mounted right close to the main controller. And so it's kind of on the outside of that leg, but then the other one that I put on the left side of the machine is on the inside of that leg. So it's kind of hidden up under the table. So it probably won't get as much dust. I usually keep it on the right side. Yeah, it looks like a big time sawdust catcher. Well, yeah, most things are. Like I said, it's not. I mean, and if you were making one of these, you could put a bunch of holes and stuff in the bottom of it, more than that. But yeah, that big slot, and as you can see, it goes almost all the way to the back. So That's to make room for that that little plug in the wire that comes out of it. Monroe Cook is here. Good morning. James Ridgway is good morning. I see my thing is getting blurry again. You know, I've done a few tests where I didn't open YouTube and found that doesn't make any difference either. So I've called Spectrum and going to try a couple of things they suggest. And I've got some new cables ordered. One of them came with, well, there was a cable that came with that new router I bought. And so I did use it, but it's going from the router to the computer. And I still have the same old cable running from the modem to the router. So I'm getting 2 new cables, and hopefully maybe that will do something. We'll see. But Spectrum absolutely keeps telling me you should be fine as far as the download and upload speed, and that modem is working fine and should be able to handle it. So I'm still trying different things to get that squared away. But it's so annoying to me when I look over there, because I can see that little thing pop up right here that's saying your signal's weak. And of course, now it's not doing it. It's fine right now. But it'll do that during these 30-minute coffee sessions. It'll do it 2 or sometimes 3 times. It's just really annoying. So maybe those, because I have no idea how old those cables are. They may need replacing anyway. But anyhow, yeah, that if you go check out that video, George, that I show in that video probably 2 or 3 different times how to pull and do a little round over. It's super easy. Rob says, have you ran speed tests when it gets blurry, latency? Yeah, there for a while. I used to keep the speed test open over here, and as soon as I would see it going, I would hit it, but it would always show that it's giving me what I'm supposed to get. So I don't know. I think it's something else, but I don't know. I guess if it just keeps up, I'll just quit doing these silly live streams, and that'll take care of that. I won't be blurry anymore. Yeah, Ethernet cables with metal ends are shielded. Yeah, I've got some new cables coming, just short ones. One to run from the modem, which is right down here. It's not on the floor, but it's sitting on a little shelf like right down here, and then it runs. So I need 6 or 8 foot cable or so. I think I ordered a 10 that'll run from there to the router, and then I got another 6 foot one that's going to run from the router, which is right behind this monitor, over to the computer. And we'll see if that does it. He asks, are you sure it's not the autofocus? No, it's not the autofocus, because it's actually StreamYard alerting me that the connection is not good. Yeah, the autofocus, I can make it mess up by waving my hand in front or something like that, but gremlins, maybe so. But anyway, the cables will be in sometime tomorrow, so I'll still have, well, obviously today's broadcast and then probably tomorrow's. And then on Thursday, we'll be able to tell for sure whether those things do any good. But I figured that was a relatively cheap test. And, your cheap thing to buy to test it out and see. So that's the plan anyway. But like I said, if it did, it doesn't seem to do it as much on the Saturday night live stream. And that's because like I said, most of the time I'm not big here. I've got other guests on and stuff. So, and maybe and it's doing it, but I'm so small that it's not as noticeable and stuff. But um, it always seems to do it during this morning session. And if this was, I mean, we just get on here and BS anyway. If this was something really important, I would be more concerned about it, but I'm not too concerned because, for one, every time I've watched it back and it gets blurry, the audio's still good. So you can still hear what I'm saying, and y'all know what I look like. So it doesn't matter whether I'm blurry or clear or what. So, uh, Mark says, I ran Cat 8 cables trying to future proof. Yeah, I mean that's the thing when you're trying to future proof, you can only buy the latest greatest thing, because and as soon as you get it and run it, now that next, who knows, they might come out with something that's really a lot better, but you know, but at least you've got the conduit in place and stuff. It should be easy to run it through there. And even if you say they came out with some miracle cable that was 4 times better than Cat 8, you could always go to pull that cable out and take your new cable and do like electricians and stuff do, and butt the things together and tape them together and then use one to pull the other one through. If you can't get them through the conduit, if it's getting crowded in there, you can usually pull the other one through using that little tape method. I have to tell a story now because it makes me think of one morning I woke up to the sound of water just like I'd sprung a leak with something. And I ran it, got up out of bed, threw some clothes on, ran around to the crawl space, opened the door, and the main water thing that comes, it's just that old black plastic looking tube stuff. It had broke, and was the sound I was hearing was the stream of water hitting the inside of my crawl space wall. So I had to run out there to the meter, shut the water off, and call my plumber and stuff. And I noticed that in my crawl space, there's white PVC pipe about this big around, and then inside that was that black stuff that they use to run from your meter to your house. And so when these guys got here, and it was some young guy, and he knew everything. You couldn't tell him anything. But anyway, when he came here, he's looking it over, and I said, "Look," I said, "I know this sounds crazy because I'd never seen it done before." I says, "But if you look in my crawl space, there's white PVC pipe, and then that black stuff's coming out of it." So I said, "So I think whoever built this house has run the bigger PVC pipe to use as a conduit to pull that other stuff through." He goes, "Oh no, they never do that." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" I said, why would it be sticking out up under the cross bar?" And he swore up and down that I was just crazy, that it wouldn't be like that. And I says, "Well, look, when you get ready to pull that out," because he was going to go in the crawl space and pull out that other stuff, I said, "Just tape your new stuff there, and that way you can pull it through." "Nah, that ain't gonna work. They don't do it like that." Of course, I didn't know anything, and sure enough, they pulled all the old stuff out and then went to push the new stuff through, and the new stuff got hung up on a curve, a little 45-degree curve, and they couldn't. So then they had to spend an hour digging, which of course they charged me for, and I was really pissed because I'm like, "Yeah, you idiots, if you'd have listened to me and tried to pull it through, you probably wouldn't even had to get the shovel out of the truck. It would have pulled right through, and you'd have had it hooked back up and been gone in a few minutes." But anyway, yeah. And then of course, after they dug down and saw that all that white PVC pipe, they're like, "Well, that's crazy. I've never seen that before." I go, "Yeah, well, I tried to tell you. Why would it be sticking up under the house if Anyway, but that's what I think about every time I think about people pulling stuff through conduit. I'm like, yeah, those idiots wouldn't listen to me. But anyway, enough about that. Mark says, yeah, I put 3 conduits in that trench and put strings in them so I can pull cables into them if I need to add a line for something. Yeah. Or you can get you a cheap, I think they call them a uh, fish line or something, but it's a big old thing with a metal kind of spring steel type thing that electricians use, and you can run it through conduit and it'll pop out the other end, and then you can hook your stuff to. And a lot of, like I said, I've seen Jim do it a bunch of times. He just will take it and hook it to it, but then he'll also take electrical tape and wrap around there a bunch of times so it don't come loose. And you just pull it through, and it works really good. It doesn't, as long as you've got room in that conduit for it to fit. Yeah, there goes that little alarm again up there, and you can see I'm blurry as heck over there. Okay. Hopefully those new cables will fix that. I don't know. Fish tapes. Okay, yeah, that's what they're called, fish tapes. Yeah, I got one off of Amazon. I think it's like 100 feet or so, and it wasn't very much at all. So those are really inexpensive to get. And you're right, they will get stuck too, especially if you're trying to pull something through and there's a couple of other wires or cables in there. If it's just the one wire, or you're pulling through to pull the old one out and pull a new one in, and they're the only ones in there, it usually work really good. Now, if there's other stuff in there, not so much. You almost have to run a new one. Fish tape pricey? Nah. Amazon, my friend. Everything's cheap on Amazon. I think I probably paid, well, I don't remember, but it wasn't much, or you know me, I wouldn't have bought it if it was very much. Let's see, what's he say? It's easier to tie a piece of plastic bag to a string and suck it through with the shop vac. That probably would work pretty good because shop vacs suck up everything you don't want it to. Yeah. If there's more than a few, they tend to twist together. Yeah. Yeah, he's too Scottish for that. Yeah. Mike says, be careful with the steel ones. They conduct electricity. If you cross a bare wire in there. Yeah. You'll know it when you hit one for sure. All right, I got to get out of here. Yeah, silicone spray. That's the other thing. I've seen people take grease and stuff and put on the end of that thing, put a big blob of, Vaseline or whatever, and just to try to get them to run through. But that gets messy after a while then. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I've got, for those of you who do watch the Design Spark tutorials, I'll have another one coming out tomorrow morning. I recorded it yesterday, got it all edited, and I will be uploading it to the YouTubes in just about 2 minutes as soon as I get off of here. So look for that. Another little exercise to help folks, if they want to draw along, there'll be the PDF file like last time. So look for that if you want to check that out. And until then, we will see y'all tomorrow for Hump Day. Everybody have a good Tuesday, and we'll see you later.